Welcome everyone to the Nerd Nook. I'm your host Evan Teague, and with me, like always, is my good buddy and resident guy in the chair, Noah Bailey. If you are new to this show, this is a podcast where Noah and I go over all of the nerdy stuff from the past week. And this week was actually kind of interesting because this past Sunday was April Fool's Day, which means you basically can't believe anything that happened over the past week because people it's kind of like Black Friday. April Fool's Day seems like it's just kind of starting earlier and earlier every year. Like on Saturday, March 31st, there was countless numbers of like, oh, Man of Steel 2 was announced, or The Batman was getting announced, being directed by Zack Snyder. It's like all these like there's there was a whole bunch of crazy stuff being announced. Was like none of it was true, but there was actually was something very big that I personally care about. I know that Noah cares about it a lot, and
Uh,
I am 98% certain this is true. It has a wiki about it. Like it's been in the news like all week, so just gonna come out here and say it. Teen Titans is returning to Adult Swim in January.
oh yeah, I actually did hear this. Yeah,
Okay.
I did hear about
Okay,
this.
good.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I heard about this. I actually heard about this before April Fool's Day, so I'm pretty sure this is
Mm,
legit.
yeah.
But yeah, this was about a week in advance. I heard about
Mm.
this, and I got hyped. So yeah, because like, and they're like, it's not just like, oh, we're running the same episodes, like new content,
Yeah.
like adding on, like this is huge. This
Yeah,
is huge.
it's kind of like how Samurai Jack was rebooted last year.
hmm
Like kind of they're kind of going for a more like edgy, dark or darker tone, but apparently it's gonna still have the same basic feel of the show, just be a have a bit more maybe subjective things, maybe some more
hmm
blood and just maybe a bit more language here and there. But like when you're on Adult
Yeah.
Swim, like you're kind of allowed to do that.
Yeah.
And considering just how heavily Teen Titans is inspired by anime isn't exactly the cleanest stuff out there, so it kind of makes sense for it to have
hmm
you know makes sense for it to have kind of that influence for it. And
Yeah, I'm super excited.
yeah, and this like I know technically speaking, I don't think it's is it actually like set in stone that it will be released in January, or is that just what they were thinking it will be? Do you know?
Well, January specifically, I'm not 100% sure about. I know it is coming.
Mm-hmm.
When it gets there, that's still kind of I would say. But I
Yeah,
know it's going to keep coming. It's going to keep continuing from where it stopped
mm-hmm.
off on kind of a cliffhanger.
Yeah, and it would make sense for it to come in January because for most animated TV shows, it takes about 9 months just to make one episode. I mean, they make
hmm
multiple episodes at the same time, but each one takes about 9 months to make. So announcing it in March and then it being released in January, that's about 9 months. So that makes sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And I don't really see this in any way being a bad thing because all the actors are still doing stuff. They're all in Teen
hmm
Titans Go, so they're still around. They want to do Teen Titans content, and
hmm
I'm sure they would love to take a break from that trash pile of a show. Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this because we've been talking about this for years. Everyone's like, "Oh, Teen Titans shouldn't have ended the way it did. Oh, we got to get it back." And it's just like, you know what? Here you go. You asked for it, and finally, 15 years later,
I
almost.
think it's maybe 10, well,
I don't
12,
know. When did
13.
start? Well, when did the show start? Because
It
like,
started in '03. I think it ended in like '07.
okay, so it hasn't been 10. Okay, so 10 years ish,
Yeah.
almost from
Mhm.
inception. But
Yeah.
yeah, 2003. So it's turning 15 this year.
Mhm.
But like, I mean, like that's first of all, that's mind-boggling to think about. I feel old, but it's like, man,
Whew.
it's finally time,
Yeah.
get the original characters back in the story, because it was really taking off. Because I mean, we had some serious things going on, with the whole Trigon thing and all that, and then Terra somehow comes back, and then it's like, all right, show over. We're just like,
and
no,
and the
no,
weirdest
no, we're done. Like,
the weirdest part is that like the show ended like they fought the I'm gonna like I don't know Legion of Doom or whoever like the
mm,
Brain, and all like
yeah,
all those villains they fought them all the like all the Teen Titans characters we had seen throughout the show had come together to fight them,
right.
and then the show like ended on a on a victorious moment, and then it just had that one more episode that ended on a cliffhanger. It's like,
Yeah.
why did you do that?
Like, I mean, like if it had ended there, you wouldn't be mad. But to
Yeah.
just throw a little more out there, that's like, all
Mm-hmm.
right, you're cut off. You're just like, what?
And like, I don't understand. Did they expect to get another season? Because I've always kind of like wondered, like, was that episode? Were they already making that episode expecting that to be the first episode of season 6, or were they always expecting that to end off season 5 as a cliffhanger? Because it doesn't really feel like a season. I guess it doesn't really feel like a season closer. It feels like a season
Mm-mm.
opener, which I don't.
Right.
I, especially since season 5 wrapped up so neatly, it just kept going.
Yeah, it's weird, and it's like, okay, guys, like as long as they like meet it on the other side of a new season or something, it's fine. But it's like when you just leave it like that, you're
Mm-hmm.
just like, I don't know what to do. I need closure, and like you just open this huge window of possibility. Like you don't even know what's going on, and that's just the
Yeah,
end of the episode. I'm just like,
like just I think there's a list of episodes that are at least like planned on coming out. I don't know if this is true because I don't know it still could be just something from like kind of hold over from April Fool's Day. I'm not sure. Like
mm,
I'm like we are 98% positive that the fact that Teen Titans is returning is positive is actually happening, but
mm.
there still could be some fishy stuff that like might not be true. But from the list that I saw, what of the episode was just called Apocalypse,
Oh, I'm
which
okay with that.
yeah, which I never like would really picture the Teen Titans going there. But I mean, Trigon is arguably just as big of a threat as Darkseid is. So like considering they already fought him, it would I don't know, it would kind of make sense for them to kind of
Yeah.
go up, kind of go up the ladder a little more, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, because like, how do you go up from Trigon? Really, it's like, well, I mean, there's
Yeah,
only really one way up,
which is
So
really the main reason why season 5 just wasn't. I wasn't as invested into season 5 as I was season 4 because,
yeah,
season 4 the climax of season 4, that kind of I think like 3-part finale that
yeah,
it heavily involved Slade, which is one of the greatest villains of all time, and as far as
mm,
cartoons go, Trigon is a really compelling villain. He's voiced by Kevin Michael Richardson. Come on, and just the story that was happening just involved every character very well. Got to find out more about Raven, which throughout the show, like you learned some about her, but like this, you really got to like know like who she
mm,
is here, and I just really feel like season 5, it just had too much of a focus on Beast Boy, which I get it, for the story they were trying to tell, I guess having like focusing it on him is one thing, but like essentially having letting him have a second arc dedicated to him when Starfire didn't have a single season
mm.
arc dedicated to her, it just I don't know, it just felt a bit weird. Like I kind of feel like Trigon is the end point, and then they just kept going. You know?
Yeah, yeah. I guess they could have like sorted that better because it does make more sense, kind of, to have like Trigon be like the end game kind of like story arc. You just
Mm,
kind of go up, like after you take down Trigon, that's like the brain them. It's like that's nothing. I don't care. Like
yeah, and like
and it's like
the
good.
Brain just isn't. He's never been my favorite villain. Like he's just
Mhm.
a smart guy. It's like a smart robot, and he has that monkey henchman thing. But like he's just never been that compelling, and for him to be the main villain
Mhm.
after Trigon is just a bit weird.
Underwhelming to say the
Yeah.
least. Yeah. Especially when a show had like just was like like that with good villains, because
Hmm.
you got Slade, Brother Blood was really cool. I mean, Trigon's Trigon, and then it's like, oh, you got the Brain, and it's like I kind of did like how it's kind of like a more of like a group of villains more
Hmm.
than just one villain, because that was a little bit of a change up. But then when
Yeah.
you add in like the 20 Teen Titans they add across the world, which is cool, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, but it's like it still feels like us against like a lot of good guys versus one or two bad guys. So it's like,
Which
eh.
I guess the writers figured, after Trigon, really the only thing you can do that's not, apocalyptic, both
Mm-hmm.
literally and, the planet apocalypse, um, is like essentially a Legion of Doom type scenario.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand why they did it, but I just feel they weren't like, maybe they just weren't entirely sure like how far they could go with it. I guess I don't know. It was just a bit underwhelming overall, especially since the Brain was like
Mm-hmm.
essentially the Lex Luthor of that group, which
Yeah.
when yeah.
Which I mean, I get. I mean, he was kind of smart, and the plan was kind of good, or it was okay at least. But it kind of then it's like, oh no, it's fine, we got this. But I mean, it wasn't a bad season. It's just the villain was just not elite tier like the others,
Yeah.
so it looks bad by comparison.
Yeah, like I'm not calling it bad at all. Just
Right.
yeah, like I said, just after you have Trigon and after you have Slade take center stage in this, epic finale, just you couldn't really compete with that. And I feel what they
Right.
did bring wasn't really trying to. And I feel you could work with that, but they were also taking it a bit too seriously. I think that's another thing. Like,
Hmm.
you Teen Titans I felt was a show that was very good with balancing serious tone with comedy and
Hmm.
other stuff as well. And just to have the season, I felt just pretty much the entire way through, it was just super serious. It was just kind of drawn out at some parts. Um, I don't know. It just didn't feel as Teen Titan-y as I feel like it could have been. And that's something that's in a way I'm kind of afraid that it being on Adult Swim might kind of feel that same way, especially if they do go super gritty and super bloody,
Hmm.
super language heavy. If they do go like all in on that, then it might kind of lose a bit of the spark it had originally.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, as long as they don't take away from like, of originally how they do things, I mean, you
Mm-hmm.
can still change it up a little bit because, Samurai Jack, obviously, like it's not the same totally, but
Mm-hmm.
you can still tell it's the same show and all
Yeah.
that. So like that, as long as they keep that in mind, I think
Mm-hmm.
it'll be fine.
Yeah. I feel as long as the art style is pretty much the same, because like I said, it has a
Mhm.
very anime inspired art style, and I think that really worked
Mhm.
for what they're going for. So
Right.
if they keep that similar art style, if they essentially keep the characters of all these characters the same, keep the personalities the same, keep the interactions the same, just do that, and I think you'll be fine. Hopefully.
Mhm. Oh yeah, so
Oh
I
yeah.
need this to happen. Like
Mm-hmm.
everything cool is starting to come out, but it's like just always a little farther away. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, like Infinity War is a couple weeks away, Kingdom Hearts 3 is a few months away. All the stuff's just
Theoretically.
out of reach. I mean, I have a year at least. So you know what? That's better than nothing.
Yeah.
So as long as it doesn't say now in development, I mean I'm happy with that. But I mean I don't know, but
Yeah. Um,
we'll get there.
will do you think Trouble in Tokyo will be considered canon?
I don't think so because I mean, actually, I don't. It depends on where they decide to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they put it right at the end, then I think they could. But if they don't, then it wouldn't really work.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like I could see this season taking place in between the last episode of Trouble in Tokyo because I think
Mhm.
Trouble in Tokyo actually came out after season 5
Right.
ended. So, and didn't Trouble in Tokyo essentially wrap up the whole Robin Starfire love story thing?
Yeah, they're like actually a thing now, which is good. You
Mm.
know, that's what you've been waiting for. But at the same, yeah, I think that'd be a good place to start. I think that'd be interesting to go with.
Starting with them already being a couple and then
Yeah, I
going
think
from there.
that'd be good. Because I mean, you've seen. Because I mean, I know it's been a long time, but I mean, most people have seen the movie, and those who haven't, I mean, it's an hour and a half. So I mean, just
Yeah.
go check it out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. I don't know. I think that'd be a good place. They like reference that like a little bit, but not like heavily base anything off it. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's just like, oh yeah, we did this. That was cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I wouldn't be surprised one way or the other. Just as long as they, can write around it,
Hmm.
it's fine. Like I just don't want the fact that that movie exists to hinder anything, which I don't think it would,
Right.
but but I mean, there's always a chance that Cyborg never was able to replace his sofa.
Oh, the sofa. Oh, I love the sofa. Oh my god. It's like
uh,
like the sacred things. It's like cyber sofa, like Raven's room, and like
mhm.
those are sacred.
Yeah.
Nothing can. Oh gosh. Good time. Yeah, there's some really good episodes now.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm thinking back, there's like, man, these are like deep episodes. And like it doesn't like when it focuses on certain characters,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't like feel like, oh man, you're never like, oh man, it's gonna be this episode. Like you're not like,
Hang on.
okay, well, okay, well, so, okay, within reason.
The most of the standalone Cyborg episodes aren't great.
You don't like? I like the sound. I like some of them.
Like I'm thinking of the one where Cyborg went was somehow teleported to the past.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
That was kind
It
of
didn't
iffy. Or
really.
the one where he like essentially what do you do? He like got that new chip that powered him up and he
Mhm.
this other one where I think he like became human for a day or something. Like
Yeah,
all these episodes like Cyborg is really funny and entertaining and fun to be around when he's with Beast Boy and other characters. But for some reason, every single episode that's just him is super depressing. Which I
well,
get it.
I'm
Like, in order for Cyborg to have a character arc, you would
right.
I guess you need to go into more deeper themes. But every single episode with Cyborg, you couldn't have one jokey episode. You couldn't have one just like Cyborg Beast Boy like buddy cop type episode.
That is true.
Just I don't know, just after especially after Brother Blood stuff ended. Yeah, I remember because one of the first episodes of season 4 is is the time traveling episode with Cyborg,
Hmm.
and like we already dealt with everything. You know, we had an entire season dedicated to Cyborg in season 3, and then to have only a couple episodes later another one dedicated to Cyborg, I just got tired of him at that point.
You're over. You're just like we have five. We have four other Titans. Can't we like distribute?
Yeah, and like I said, Starfire had arcs throughout the show, but she never had an entire
Hmm.
season dedicated to her.
That is
So to
true.
have so many things about Cyborg focused on it, it's just and Starfire is like I'm gonna say one of my favorite characters, but I mean they're all pretty great. So
Yeah.
like among the Titans, like Cyborg's honestly like fifth favorite of the five. Like I mean that's not saying much because they're
Ouch.
all amazing, but still, and
Right.
Cyborg and Starfire, I'll probably say my second one behind Robin.
Hmm.
So just to see her get kind of shafted in many ways, and most of her development is with her and Robin's development. It just
Right.
I don't know. I feel like they could have done more with her specifically as opposed to just more of Cyborg brooding for no reason.
That is true. And they definitely could have like gone into like a lot of her like past, her heritage. Like they
Mm-hmm.
occasionally like go to Tamaran or like Blackfire shows up, but it wasn't like, it wasn't this whole arc into it. Like one of my more like favorite episodes, the one where that I don't know who that like alien dude, whoever shows up, but he's like, like kind of like racist or whatever to
Mm,
like that
yeah.
was a really good episode. And I
Oh
was
yeah.
like, I want to learn more about like why other, aliens don't like her race, or like, I wanted to explore that more, but that would be something to go off. Well, maybe that's where it would go. Like that's what, because I mean, if you're gonna
Yeah,
make a season about somebody, I mean, you've only really got Starfire, really, who hasn't had one. So
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they just focus on Robin again,
I
or if
mean,
they
well, I
focus on
wouldn't be
all of them
mad.
together. Because I mean, he's Robin. Come
Yeah,
on.
I mean, this is arguably the coolest Robin in my opinion. So
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
I mean, he's the Robin. I mean, this Robin essentially got me interested in superheroes as a whole. Like I'm not even
Mm-hmm.
exaggerating with that. Like
Oh
I
yeah.
liked Robin before I liked Batman.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Yeah, I could see that. Because
because
like
yeah,
he's so cool.
because like I didn't grow up watching the Batman animated series or the Justice
Hmm.
League cartoon. I grew up watching the Teen Titans, and I liked this Robin, and then I essentially kind of learned about Batman through him. Like, oh, this Robin's connected to this other guy, and then like it just kind of snowballed from there. So
Hmm.
like I wouldn't be like, and because Robin is so closely connected to Batman, I wouldn't be surprised if the sixth season, you know, at least had like multiple episodes focused solely on him. And I think there's
Yeah.
gonna be, if that list I saw is correct, there's gonna be about 30 episodes in this season.
Whew.
So, um,
Yes.
yeah, so they could easily have time for multiple episodes focusing on each character. So it wouldn't necessarily
Hmm.
be a bad thing for them to do that.
Yeah. And like they could honestly, with that many episodes, you could almost like have characters share a season, honestly. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, you've got so much going on. You could have like a mid-season finale that focuses on one character, then the next part you're like, all right, your turn. And then,
mm-hmm.
at the end, put them all together. Like you could do whatever you want with that.
Yeah,
So many options.
yeah. Because we know at some point Terra's going to show back up, and that'll be,
Right.
of course, like Beast Boy's thing.
Right.
And I think one episode, if again, if this list is correct, it said it's called the Return of Brother Blood, so that'll be Cyborg's thing.
Oh, goodness.
So and then who knows what'll happen in the Apocalypse episode? Like that'll
Yeah.
just be just all of
Yeah.
them trying not to die.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many options. I mean, who knows? Like Slade might show up again somehow. Who
Why
knows?
not?
Like, I
Sure.
mean, right? I mean, he was such a good villain.
Mm-hmm.
I'd honestly be insulted if he didn't at least get mentioned. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially after that stupid Teen Titans Go episode called The Return of Slade. And then it wasn't that.
you know, that's what you get for watching Teen Titans Go. You should have known that.
Yeah, you're right.
Nah, nah. I mean, it had Slade in. You felt it. I know. I feel that. But
Like they got me. Like they knew what they were doing. Oh, I
mhm.
feel
Oh, they
so
got you.
bad.
Yeah, that's okay. That's how I feel about the Young Justice episode. Because
Hmm?
like that was right when that show went off, and I was still mad about it. And then it's
Oh
like, oh,
right, the one with
yeah,
that Aqua Boy. Like
yeah, that
Aqua
was
Lad, sorry, Aqua Lad.
yeah,
Like
that was
there's
something.
already an Aqua Lad in canonically in Teen Titans. I think he had shown up in a previous episode, Teen Titans Go, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden that Aqua Lad is in it, and like you had an opportunity to actually do something interesting and get serious by more or less going back to the Teen Titans original art style, and
Hmm.
then realizing, oh, we want to do our own thing now, and like then you can like go back, like you could have done something interesting there, yet you decided to just play it up as another joke. Like Go is so
It's
bad.
such a it's a tease, man. I mean, they even watched the original show in the episode,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like why do you step on my heart? Why do you hate me? Like I just want to see my show again.
Yeah.
Why would you? Ugh.
uh, yeah,
It's
that'll be
fine.
coming next year. And also, is Young Justice season 3 happening this year at some point?
I believe that's next year, but I'm not totally sure. Let me see. Release date confirmed. It says sometime 2018. That's all we
2018.
got.
Okay.
So that's this year.
Okay.
So
And then
hashtag waiting.
yeah, and then that other Teen Titans live action show is also happening. So
Yeah,
just a lot of Teen Titans stuff is coming out, and
that's
I'm not
okay.
complaining.
No, I'm not. Like, I'm like, okay, yes, more, please. Like,
Yep.
who knows? Maybe they'll get the Justice League cartoon back going. Who knows?
I mean, I don't
Yeah,
want that because like it wrapped up so nicely. Like
it did wrap
you
up pretty
can't
nicely.
go anywhere from there. You already
That
had
is
multiple
true.
Legion of Dooms. You had the Injustice League. You had Darkseid show up. You had Doomsday. Like,
Twice.
yeah, you you can't really go anywhere. Like, so
Yeah.
I don't really want that. I don't need the Justice League show to come back. I wouldn't mind like a new Justice League TV show. That's I mean Justice League action is I guess a thing, but like it's not really the same.
Uh, it's better than Teen Titans, what Teen Titans Go did to the original Teen
That's
Titans,
true.
but it's still not there. But
Yeah. Like
I
it's
don't
its
know.
own thing and it knows like it's its own thing. It's not trying to be a spin-off of of Justice League Unlimited.
Mhm.
So I can forgive it for not being as good.
Right.
But still I want it to be good.
It's like I need you to be better, but it's okay if you're not.
Yeah.
I understand. I won't hold it against you. Just know I won't love you as much.
Yeah. Like I appreciate that you have, you have Mark Hamill and you have uh Tim crap, I'm forgetting Superman's voice actor name.
Tim Daly.
Tim Daly, yeah, and you have Kevin Conroy. I appreciate that you have
Mhm.
all these people coming back for this show, but like, you're just not the same. Sorry.
Yeah, the animation just kind of throws me off, which is to be
Yeah,
expected because it's been some time. So
but it looks kind of worse in a way. It's like
yeah,
very jaggy, I guess. Like very like
yeah, like
pointy animation.
yeah, I think they're just going for like a new type, and I
Mm.
think they're targeting a different audience too,
Yeah,
obviously. So I think that's kind of the style they like. So
yeah. I think one of the more recent Transformers TV shows had like a similar art style. So I guess that's just kind
yeah,
of what the kids like these days.
yeah,
Maybe
easier to shape into toys.
that that is true.
So you know,
Okay, so yeah, hopefully Teen Titans will return and it'll be great. Hopefully, like
hopefully.
it, even if it's bad, which is not going to happen, but
Mm,
even if it is bad, it
please
couldn't
don't do that.
possibly be worse than Teen Titans Go. So we got at least that going for it, right?
That is true. If it's bad, I will be very disappointed.
We know the bar has to at least match.
As
That's
long as
like
they
down
have
here
it bar,
somewhere.
they'll be fine. Oh, goodness. Go did not have a bar. It was literally trash out the gate.
Yeah.
So
Actually, like the
damn.
first couple episodes of Go weren't awful. They just kept going and going and going and like and just beating every horse until it was a pile of mush,
Yeah.
and then kept finding more horses to beat. Like it just
More horses.
that's the only way I could describe it.
I like that. I'm using that. That's funny. But no, it's like, and they just, I mean, it's just they play it so often,
Mhm.
every
It's your new
day.
favorite show. Like no, it's not. Sorry.
Like, I will not be controlled. But I mean, you can't like a different show if they only play the same show. Like, I mean,
True.
they're technically are they wrong if that's the only show they play?
Yeah,
At least
like
Cartoon Network wise.
like around the launch of OKKO, which is actually a good show. They played every single episode of Teen Titans Go. Some of them multiple times because they didn't have enough episodes to show that week. They only had like 150 episodes or so, and they showed 180 that week. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why?
That's painful. Just like imagine like forcing someone to just sit there, just take it
Ugh,
all in, just
I
don't
know.
move. Just no, please. And start
Like,
gnawing their arms off.
if someone doesn't like Teen Titans Go, then they're gonna connect the show called OKKO to Teen Titans Go because you play them next to each other. So if they don't like Teen Titans Go, and let's say they're kind of iffy on OKKO, then they're probably not gonna want to seek
Mhm.
it further because it's already tainted. Like it's just
Right.
not a good business strategy.
Well, I mean, it's working, I guess, but I mean, you know what?
I guess.
But I mean, at least they're making a new show. At least
Yeah.
they're making King Titan. They're bringing back the
It's
original
Adult
because
Swim, but still
you know what? I don't care. I'm an adult, so that works
true.
for me.
True. I mean, we're not getting Rick and Morty for another 2 years or whatever. So I mean, I guess this
Something
is
has to fill the void.
yeah. And honestly,
Uh,
this is gonna fill multiple voids. That's
Hopefully,
nice.
yeah. Yeah. I'll be I'm okay with this. Satisfies many needs of mine. It'll be good.
Mhm. Okay, let's move on. So a little movie came out called Suicide Squad: Hell to Pay. It's the newest New 52 DC animated movie, and we're gonna kind of semi review it right now. So Noah, what do you think of it?
It's actually pretty good. Better than the real person movie
Well,
Suicide
yeah.
Squad, but that's besides the point. Just gotta throw
Actually,
that out there.
I want to just focus on that just for 1 second because I feel the biggest problem the live action Suicide Squad movie had was the fact that there was no real reason for the Suicide Squad to form. Everything that they did was because Amanda Waller was trying to form it and then Enchantress got away. Like there was
Hmm.
no real reason for them to form. Whereas in this movie, there clearly a reason because spoilers by the way, if you haven't seen it, which you should see it. Amanda Waller but she had like brain cancer or something.
Something they didn't go into specifics.
Yeah. Well, she's dying, and she discovered that there's this card that if you're holding it while you die, you'll bypass hell and go straight to heaven. Supposedly, at least. And she wants that because she knows she's gonna die soon. So very selfishly, she's like, okay, I need the Suicide Squad under the guise um of getting this card back for the greater good. I'm gonna I'm gonna go get the Suicide Squad, go fight these bad guys, get the card back so that I can use it when I die. And like that's very Amanda Wallery, and that
Hmm.
just wasn't something you got out of the live action movie.
Yeah, I do. I do want to point out that I know this is completely random, but she had her earrings on when she went in the MRI, which I was kind of
Oh,
just like.
oh yeah,
But
yeah, so
that's I
no,
mean that's the medical professional in me just like freaking out. But it's fine. But anyway, but no, I do like it. I like how there's like the whole like straight to heaven card or get out of hell free, whatever it's
Mhm.
called. I like how that put a twist on it because like you can't necessarily kill the person with the card because
Yeah.
then it kind of uses it out, which
Mhm.
I thought was really cool actually because like it changed things instead of like just waste everybody. You have to be smart in how you waste everybody. So
Oh yeah,
it was
like
kind of cool.
some of my favorite scenes were the scenes where the person who had the card was like, "Are you gonna kill me? Like I have the card. Like
Yeah.
it's just gonna get used up. Like you're killing me so you can get this thing that's gonna be used up regardless. Like just the
That's,
bargaining chip that came with that just made it all the more
mm,
interesting.
yeah.
And I also really like the fact that the trailers made it seem like Vandal Savage was gonna be the main villain of this movie.
Hmm.
And really he wasn't. Like that was just kind of like he came into the plot. Yeah, he was a major factor of the plot, but he wasn't the driving force of it, which I was not expecting going in. Like I expected
Hmm.
them to be fighting Vandal Savage, a guy who theoretically can't die, but
Yeah.
really Reverse Flash and Blockbuster and Silver Siren or Silver Banshee. That team of villains were the actual villains, and that was pretty refreshing. I thought
Hmm.
you've never really seen those three do stuff together before, which I
Yeah.
really liked. Anything to add to that?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I thought you were saying. But no,
No, sorry.
yeah, it's an interesting little team up. They have the couple people that weren't there. I will say though, it did kind of bother me that like Vandal Savage wanted the card because the whole thing about Vandal Savage is dude's immortal, right?
Yeah.
Because like we've seen in other continuity, like I think of like the Justice League Doom movie, Cheetah slices his neck like it's nothing, dude
Hmm.
falls down, gets right back up,
Yeah.
like can't die. But like in this continuity, he can die, which
It's a new
kind
52
of
thing. I don't.
yeah, like that's what threw me off in the first place. I was like, wait, why does Savage want the card? Like that's why I was so
Yeah.
confused at first. I was like, does he like not want anyone else to have it, or like is he just gonna like break it like a dick? Like I don't really know what he was gonna like, because like that's something Savage would do just
Yeah.
because like
Yeah.
I was like, wow, he's gonna be that guy.
I mean,
But then it's just
yeah, I could see him just because he's sewn it into his body. I can see him being a type of guy to be like, I have it so that no one else can use it.
yeah, because like I didn't think he actually needed it.
Yeah.
But it was like, oh no, I actually can die, which I mean didn't wasn't it threw off my suspicions of like the plot because I was going in with that knowledge. So I was
Mm-hmm.
just like, okay, so this changes everything. I do like how it's kind of like a continuation of like that Flashpoint Paradox
Yes.
movie
Yes.
because
That legitimately like I had like what moment because
yeah,
when I saw Reverse Flash, like I kind of acknowledged, hey, that's the same model, same
hmm
character model of him from the Reverse Flash movie, which makes sense because that movie, or sorry, from the Flashpoint movie, because that movie essentially kicked off New 52 and did it in the comics too.
right,
And I just kind of thought, that makes sense. It would make sense for Reverse Flash to have that same character model since, New 52 stems straight from
hmm
that. I never even considered the fact that that Reverse Flash was the same one that shot in the head.
right. Because I was like, I don't really understand how he's still alive. Because like I know he's like moving his, I don't know, somehow
Yeah.
speed using it to stay alive. Which,
Timey wimey mumbo jumbo. Who cares?
yeah, like long story short, I'm not dead yet for
Yeah.
some reason. But that was definitely a good reveal. I like that. It was
Hmm.
cool. And I was just
Yeah.
like, oh, that's right. He got wasted by Thomas Wayne Batman. I was like,
Hmm.
oh, that's so cool. And it's
Yeah.
like. Yeah, I do like this movie. I thought it was pretty cool.
Hmm.
I
Like,
like Bronze Tiger. I thought he was a good
oh yeah.
character.
Like I thought for sure Bronze Tiger was gonna be the Slipknot of this movie. Like
Yeah,
he was. He's the only black guy, and everyone knows, the black
yeah,
guys die first.
yeah. You're
I'm
not
not racist.
wrong.
It's just true.
No, that's so true.
And he was revealed. He was revealed in the lineup last. He was after
Mm.
Cobra, which I thought Cobra would be the one to die, but since Bronze Tiger was the last one, I'm like, oh, sorry, like you're last. Like that's just how these
It's
movies
like,
go.
oh, dude, yeah,
And and like I really like how they did this because he almost was the first one to die because
Mhm.
like for like 2/3 of this movie, like there were multiple times where I thought someone was gonna die and they just didn't. So I'm like, oh, okay, I guess maybe no one's dying until the very end. And then Bronze Tiger got blown up in that building, and he
Yeah.
was left for dead. And then he came back. It's like, okay, I'm
It's
fine with
like,
this.
go. I was like, go ahead, big dog, do your thing, man. I see you hanging in there.
And I just love how like this movie, it really, I'm gonna say it again. This movie essentially like showcases everything wrong with a Suicide live action movie because you really got the feeling that these guys are bad people
Yeah.
because everyone on the team betrayed each other. Like, Killer Frost straight up like left the team. Um,
Yeah.
Captain Boomerang just straight up tried to leave. Deadshot just kind of left and tried to do his own thing for a little bit. Like these people are clearly bad guys, and that's just not really something you learned about. You didn't really learn anything about these characters in live action one. Whereas in this movie, you had that little scene, kind of like the dart throwing scene from Assault on Arkham. You had that scene where
Mhm.
Captain Boomerang and Deadshot are sitting in those cells, and like Captain Boomerang are throwing those pieces of paper at him, which I found hilarious. Then Deadshot was like had that rubber band and like shot it and hit him in the face. Like
Across the room, smacked him. That was cool.
just little character moments like that were things that were missing from the live action one. And I just really appreciated that they're still here in this New 52 movie, which I haven't been a big fan of most New 52 movies, but like just this shows that, there there clearly can be good stuff from this universe. Or at least if you have the right people doing it.
Right. Yeah. And I think it's just like it shows all the characters doing what they do best. It's like we're like yeah, we work together, but like at the end of the day, we're all terrible people. Like we're all like in this instance, we're all going to hell. Like it's like no one's like it's just like it's bad. We're bad people. Everyone kills everybody, and I mean like like nobody's really sorry for anybody either. It just kind of goes down.
Yeah.
I will say that. Okay, so what's up with like what was it? Vandal Savage's daughter or whatever. I call her X-23, but I don't.
Yeah,
yeah,
she's an X-Men.
I was just kind of like, okay, that's a thing, and that was cool. Or like the whatever, like the Magic Mike guy that was Dr. Fate for a week or something. That was that whole scene. I was just like, oh, funny. Please don't. I was like, oh goodness gracious, like, oh, that was so weird. I was just...
Yeah, I don't know anything about Vandal Savage's daughter or anything like surrounding her. I'm assuming her girlfriend, I guess, is from Apocalypse, or she's at least been there. Yeah. Maybe she's an Amazon. Maybe she's some other powerful female character. I don't know anything about these characters. They're just, like they're new to me, but that's fine. I don't mind learning new stuff, but like they were definitely interesting people for this team to fight because they weren't like super powerful being, not even like on Enchantress level. But they had powers, so they were a threat to this team of people that didn't really. None of the people on the Suicide Squad outside of Killer Frost really have substantial powers, so having people like this to fight kind of made sense.
Right, it kind of matched up too because you're like, okay, there's all these people. What are you gonna do? Okay, here, let's throw these characters in. And I kind of like that, like Reverse Flash or Zoom or whatever. I don't even know.
They call him
like, yeah. So like he's not like at full strength because like I'm like halfway through I'm like okay because like I kind of was thinking what Deadshot was thinking. I'm like okay, this is way too easy. How are they like saying and he's like something's wrong. I'm like yeah, I'm thinking that too because he could have wasted them and like had a sip of tea while doing it like
yeah. So like the movie kind of got you thinking about like who this guy is because like I said, I realized that it's the same design. I just didn't realize it's the same person. So when he started losing his speed, like I completely forgotten that Reverse Flash actually had gotten shot in the head in the Flashpoint movie. So I was just kind of thinking like, is Vandal Savage like sapping his power somehow? Was there like something wrong with the Speed Force or whatever? And then when he said I got shot by Batman, I was like, wait. And then he took off the hole in his head. Like, oh my god!
Yeah, you're talking about it. You're like, oh, that's right. You're the same you from. Oh, yeah. You're just like, bro. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was I think that was a really cool thing because like I like how they continue because it's been a while since that movie came out.
2014, so I think.
Yeah, something like that. So like I'm glad they're kind of, adding on to that and everything. And I'm like, okay, I can get behind this, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. And just overall I felt the majority of the fight scenes were really good. Just the story overall. I personally don't feel like it was as good as Assault on Arkham overall. But just what we did get, I don't know, it might just be because I was I'm at least subconsciously comparing it to Suicide Squad, the live action movie. Right. But just overall, I felt it was a pretty solid movie, and I honestly didn't expect it to connect to the greater New 52 universe as much as it did. Because because like we said, it essentially resolved the ending of Flashpoint, which is just not at all something I would think this would connect to. Because Suicide Squad
Hmm.
generally they don't really have that much to do in this universe outside of just be Amanda Waller's lackeys.
Right.
So for them to be so this movie to essentially be so important to this universe is really interesting to me.
Oh man. Oh. Yeah, I like it. It's a diff. I like how the different twist. Like again with the card thing, I think it's a different twist. It's not
Mm,
the same as Assault on Arkham because like there's no Batman, there's no
yeah,
like Joker, which kind of added to it. But I mean, you can't do that with every
yeah,
single DC movie. You can't always have
mm,
Batman, even though
yeah,
sometimes we might want to. But
yeah.
yeah, it
And
was pretty cool.
and yeah, with the go back to the card thing, like you said, I love the idea that Deadshot's like, yeah, we're all going to hell, and so are the people we're going to fight. So like, he realized like I can use this as leverage. Like the people
Yeah.
who are shooting me, they want this card too. Like they, just everyone involved are horrible people.
Right. Yeah, like there's none of you people involved in the situation are good people. So like everyone wants the card,
Yeah.
which I don't know the card. Honestly, I'll be honest though, I
Mhm.
honestly thought the card was fake.
Same.
Like when they had it in the safe or whatever, I thought it was like a fake card. Because like who
Mhm.
really keeps a card in the safe? Like come on, like especially that valuable.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
apparently it worked.
it was given to him at Doctor Fate, so it makes sense that it would be
Yeah.
real.
Yeah, I thought the original card was real because, like, it's Doctor Fate, and like, if Doctor Fate makes a magic something like, because magic in this universe is legit, because like you've
Hmm.
got Zatanna, you've got all this stuff going, like it's legit. So like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah. So overall, we highly suggest it, even though we just kind of spoiled it all, and you should have seen it before since I warned you. But whatever. I you I highly suggest you watch it. So yeah, moving right along to the next New 52 movie that's coming out, the Death of Superman movie.
Hmm.
Um, Now I didn't actually know when this was announced. I didn't know that this would be in the New 52 universe. I thought it was just gonna be another kind of similar to the one we got in what, '07 maybe?
Something
Like
like
just
that. Yeah,
another like a more
just
faithful
another
death of
take on it.
Superman story. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. This one's gonna take place in the same universe where they've had the recent Justice League movies, like Throne of Atlantis, like
Mm,
versus Teen Titans, all that stuff.
yeah.
It's which I don't know how I feel about yet because I'll be honest, that Superman I'm not a huge fan of
Yeah.
because he's kind of just like I'm Superman. I'm like that's great. I mean that's kind of all you get from him. The other characters have more development than him so far, but I do feel
Yeah.
like this is a good movie for him to gain some character. You actually feel for him,
Mm,
and like it feels like he's actually more involved with Metropolis. So at first,
mm,
it kind of just seemed like he was just flying around wherever. But like, he's talking. I mean, him and Lois seem to actually, like talk and stuff more
yeah.
versus just be like, oh, hey, Smallville, like, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So I am interested to see how this works out. I don't really know much about this Metropolis yet either, so I want to see that. I want to see the Doomsday actually looked really good.
Mm-hmm.
And like I like he actually really comic book faithful, looks really tough. I mean the
Yeah.
Superman really does he takes a beating, so this is
Yeah.
gonna be pretty good.
Like this, I think this might be the first time that like for the Death of Superman storyline where we get essentially the entire Justice League fighting him, because I think
Hmm.
in the Death of Superman comic, I think it was just Superman versus Doomsday, right?
Something. I believe so. I'm
Yeah.
not 100% sure about that, but
Mm-hmm.
like the other versions I've seen adaptations, like usually it's just the two of them and Metropolis pretty much going ham.
Yeah.
So yeah, usually not any like Batman or Wonder Woman's around. Just
Yeah.
kind of
So now having Wonder Woman, Shazam, Martian Manhunter, Batman, Superman,
yeah.
all of them,
All
and
right.
I think Hawkman's also there. All of
Yeah.
them coming together and I'm struggling against one enemy. Even though I don't like Doomsday all that much as a concept, still it's very interesting to watch all these people come together, especially after Darkseid was just very underwhelming in Justice League War.
Yeah. Like just kind of shows up, gets beat up, and then just goes back into his boom tube. I'm like, dude, come on. Like he did put. I mean, he messed up Green Lantern, but that was about it. But I'm just like,
Yeah,
guys, come on, we could have done better than that. But
yeah,
I
and
don't know. I'm excited.
oh yeah, and we actually know what we're getting into this time once
Right?
we go into it.
It's a properly named movie and everything. Like, I don't know. There might watch them like somehow, some way make it about something completely different. Oh my God,
And
they'll make it about Robin somehow. I don't know. We'll
I
see.
wouldn't be surprised if Damien shoves his stupid little head in there
Oh my
somehow.
goodness. I mean, Damien's never been my favorite Robin,
No, he's
but
no one's favorite
I mean,
Robin.
that is actually not true. I've met some very people that love Damien.
You're
These are some
weirdos.
serious. That's what I like at my local, like at my comic book store guy loves Damien, like loves him dead. And I'm just like, but dude, he's such a
Well, how?
no.
He's the
Yeah,
worst.
like you've got all these other Robins to choose from. It's like, nah, I pick
Tim
Damien. I'm like,
Drake, really?
yeah, right? Over Tim Drake, over Dick Great, even Jason, like all these cool
Even Carrie
Robins. I'm just
Kelly, I
like,
feel is better.
oh, okay, but you get what I'm saying, you
Yeah.
know? I mean, like, come on, that was literally like Damien's probably my last choice out of
Hmm.
them big ones, you know? And
Yeah.
it's just like it's fine. I mean, he is. I don't know. I guess he's getting better in this universe, but I mean, for
Yes.
the first couple of movies, I was just like, I'm not
He's
feeling
been
it.
in like 6 different movies and he
That's
hasn't
what I'm
grown on me
saying.
yet. So like what do you
I don't. It's just like I'm just not a fan, but that's the way they're going with it. So I
Yeah.
mean, I don't
Yeah.
know. It's fine. It's just Dick Grayson. The other Robins don't exist. It's fine. You know,
Okay.
it's not like they matter or anything, but you know, it's fine. But I mean, but anyway,
Some
back to Super.
yeah, something that does matter is that now once because like we know how this movie's gonna end, but like that's
Yeah.
understandable because it's called the death of Superman, so like that's okay that Superman's gonna die
Mhm.
in this one. um
I'd be okay with that.
it'll actually be meaningful when you have Superman, sorry, when you have Wonder Woman, Batman, and all the other Justice League members carrying his casket down the aisle and giving their speeches at his funeral. Just them all
Mm,
being there will actually be impactful because we've actually had a couple of movies with all those characters interacting with each other.
right.
We actually know how Metropolis feels about this guy. We know how the Justice League feels about this guy. So, as opposed to what we got in that garbage pile of a movie, we act, you know, where in that movie none of the Justice League was established yet. Superman hadn't really made any friends with anyone yet. Batman only became friends with him because their mom has the same name. Like they hadn't gone through anything yet. Like now they've actually struggled together. They've bonded over multiple years of doing this,
Mm.
and now them all being there at his funeral will actually mean something.
Yeah, I mean, this one it's gonna have obviously way more meaning to it. You know, I mean, the characters are gonna be done right, and also they're adding the new Justice League members. Like, you know, Martian Manhunter. Like
Yes.
we haven't seen right. Like we haven't seen a Martian Manhunter in some time. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
since like Young Justice. I think that's the last time I saw a Martian Manhunter in like anything.
He was
So
in Justice
like,
League Action, but he wasn't a good character in that. He was
I
kind of
mean,
weird in that.
yeah, you know, like you know, they're actually hopefully they actually do him respect because like they have been adding okay because like they had John Stewart in that Justice League Dark movie,
Yeah,
so like they've kind of been like adding in more characters as it goes on, which I actually am a huge fan of because you know
hmm
it's the Justice League, it's not
yeah,
just
it's how
five
it should
people,
be. Yeah, like the
right,
Justice League is a revolving door of characters. It's not
right,
just that core 6 or 7, whatever. Like any number of people can be on the Justice League at one time, so it makes sense to have Aquaman, to have either Hawkman or Hawkgirl there, to have either John Stewart or Hal Jordan be there. Like it doesn't really matter who's there. All that matters is that we have a cool fight between Doomsday and the Justice League.
right. Yeah, and I think that's what we're gonna get. I think this is gonna be really good. Does the
Mm-hmm.
release date? When is
Look that up.
that?
I
I'm
think
gonna
it's
check
later
that
this year. I'm
out.
not sure though.
Let's see. Oh yeah. Nope, that is the wrong movie. Hang on. That's the one. That's the 2007 version.
Mm.
That is not what I'm looking for. Awaiting release as of now. It does not say. As all it
Okay.
says is this year. So
Okay. We'll probably find out at Comic Con later
okay,
this
yeah.
year, whenever that is. Um, one other thing I was gonna talk about. Oh well. Oh right. I think at first it was said this movie was going to be a two-parter. Is it
Ooh.
still doing that?
I don't think so, but I don't think they've completely scrapped the idea. But I was under the understanding it was just the one, maybe two.
Okay. Because I mean, it would make sense to have Death of Superman, and then maybe
Right
not the
after
next
math.
movie, but like a couple movies from now have the resurrection of Superman because he has to come back at some point.
Superman Returns.
Yeah,
There you go.
want to call it that, sure. Could you like?
I mean, you might as well.
Yeah. Okay. So next up, have you heard that Dark Phoenix and the New Mutants have both been delayed into 2019?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even want. I mean, disappointed. I don't know if that's the word for it. I'm a little
Same.
underwhelmed, but it's like, I mean, that's fine. I
Like,
don't know. I'm not.
yeah, that's just kind of how I
Eh.
feel too. Like, especially after X Men Apocalypse, which like I didn't really like all that much. It wasn't
Mhm.
great. Um, Especially after that movie, I'm just not really all that excited for the Dark Phoenix movie. Like, I
Yeah.
appreciate that we're getting something to replace the dumpster fire that was X Men 3, The Last Stand, or whatever. Like, I, I appreciate them trying to, kind of retcon that. But considering how we haven't got any footage from it yet, it's been delayed like two separate times. I just don't know what's happening to this movie in particular. It's just kind of weird because generally Fox is very confident with their X Men movies, and especially after how good Logan did, I'm surprised that they are just kind of being wishy washy about this movie in particular.
Well, maybe it's because they don't have Hugh Jackman. Maybe they're just kind of like, where do we go from here? Like,
Yes.
they're all other like last X movies, like the last like five of them. I think Wolverine was like the main point of like
Mm,
four at least. I mean, his name was in like the last like three at least. So
yeah.
like,
Yeah. And X Men Apocalypse stopped the movie just so they could go to the Stryker Laboratory, just so they could have the Hugh Jackman character cameo.
exactly, like
That's
they
the
just
only
you're just.
reason that movie stopped after X Mansion blew up. They could have that sequence for 10 minutes, and then the movie continued from there. Like,
I mean, but it's Hugh Jackman though. Like you gotta make time for those.
yes, I guess.
Especially when you know his time's running out. You're like, I
Yeah.
mean, you gotta at least. He's busy making. I know he's making musicals now. He's not
Yeah.
murdering people anymore. But it's like I think now they're just kind of like running out of steam with these X Men
Mhm.
movies, and I think they know it.
Yeah, I
Like,
think they know that like Dark Phoenix and New Mutants will be the last ones that are in the
yeah,
X Men expanded universe or whatever before they go over to the MCU.
right,
So I guess they want to make them. Well, I guess they want to do them right. That's why they're delaying Dark Phoenix as late as possible because this is the last. This is their last thing. Like they want to
right.
make this as good as possible. They just want. They don't want Disney to have their hands on it just yet. I guess that's what they're going for.
Yeah, get them just let them squirm just a little more. Not that Disney's worried by any means because they've got their own tons of movies coming out already.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, I don't, and like that New Mutants thing, like it doesn't. I don't know. For me, it didn't look appealing. I was just kind of
No,
like, okay,
like a horror movie set in a superhero universe. It's an interesting concept. I just don't really know if this cast is really. I know you have one of the guys from Stranger Things, which I still need to watch, but
mm-mm.
still. So you have some talent there, but like just the way the trailers goes, just from what I've seen, I don't know. It just doesn't. It's just not my type of movie. So
Mm-mm.
I'm just not interested. Like I can understand if you are. Like if you like horror, I'm sure you'll find that appealing. And not if you like horror and you like X Men, even better.
Right.
I'm just not sure if you watch this movie and you told me to explain it, I don't think I would tell you, oh, it's X Men, but a horror movie. Like I don't think I don't think I would say the word X-Men or even superheroes if I was just explaining it back to you after just watching the trailer without any title, you know?
Yeah, it's not. I mean, I think they're more selling the concept of combining the genres of like a
Mm-hmm.
superhero and horror movie than the actual movie itself.
That's fair.
Which I guess I mean, that's kind of what the pioneering movie has to do sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
kind of just like exist so others can follow in its footsteps. But
Yeah,
I
kind of
don't
like
know.
Deadpool, where
Yeah,
there hadn't been an R-rated superhero movie in like since Blade 3, I guess.
yeah,
Or Hellboy, I guess technically was, but it's not like a really a
uh,
superhero movie. Like
yeah.
it's comic book, but it's not superhero. There's a difference.
Mhm.
So Deadpool coming back after probably 10 years of no like hardcore R-rated superhero movie, it coming in, and then Logan was rated R, and then we got that
Mhm.
BVS R-rated cut, which wasn't really R-rated, like whatever. uh, like you have more people trying to you know push the superhero genre in new directions, and I'm fine with that. I just don't know if the New Mutants per se is necessarily the best way to start it. I don't know if many other studios will try to do stuff similar after New Mutants comes out.
Mhm. I think it'll just depend on how it's perceived by people. Because,
Mm-hmm.
like, if they're like, I like the idea, not the movie, then I think people will run with it. But if they just hate it altogether, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh well. So I guess that's something to maybe look forward to next year. I
I
guess.
mean, I mean, I guess I don't have to. I mean, I don't have to put it on my 2018 list, which is already filled. So,
True. Very very true. So what is Disney up to now? So I don't know if this is anything. This might just be me, I don't know, grasping at straws, or it might just be me questioning something that's not anything. But the Russo brothers, their official Twitter page, they changed the profile picture to Captain Marvel.
mm.
I don't know what this means. Is this promotion for Captain Marvel? Is this hinting that she'll be in Infinity War? Is this early promotion for Avengers 4? It was just really weird timing for this to happen because there wasn't a recent Captain Marvel trailer.
Mm.
No footage or anything came out. She hasn't been revealed in any Infinity War trailer, which I don't even know if she's going to be in that movie. It's just, do you think this is anything?
I mean, maybe it's all the above. Maybe it's just a smoke screen. You know how that kind of throws
Yeah,
in there. It's like, oh yeah, because I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the April Fools in me, but like all of a sudden, I'm just like very skeptical about all this kind of information.
that's fair.
But like, I don't think that she'll be in Infinity War just because you've already got so much going on.
Mm-hmm.
So like, adding that in there, you won't even have time to focus because you're like, well, I mean, I want to enjoy this new character, but I'm grieving my old characters right now. So
Yeah.
it's like kind of busy. Now that I mean, they could just kind of be preparing you for like her movie or like the next Avengers movie coming out,
Mm-hmm.
next year. So I mean, I think that might be more hinting to it. But with the timing, there is a chance she can maybe make like a after credit scene appearance or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. Like, I don't mean this to sound. I don't mean this to sound like I'm putting down Captain Marvel, but like, I feel like, of course, there's gonna be multiple after credit scenes, but I I feel like the after credit scene for Infinity War has to either be really big or really special. And I don't know if just having an after credit scene with Captain Marvel, I don't know if that'll really fit Infinity War. I kind of feel maybe, I mean, like I said, there's gonna be two, so maybe one of them could, and the second, like the after credit scene would be
Mhm.
bigger. But I just, I personally just don't know if that's what they should do. Like, and I can't really formulate exactly what I want to say, but like, do you kind of get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
just
So
not the right time or not big enough. I mean, yeah, I think it just depends. I
yeah,
don't think they will, especially with other stuff coming out. Like you got
like
Ant-Man and Wasp
yeah,
coming
like
up, so
an after credit scene after Ant Man for Captain Marvel make perfect
right.
sense. I think there was a Civil War after credit scene. Essentially that scene where Captain America came in and started talking to Bucky when he was after
Mhm.
they rescued him. Essentially that scene from Civil War was at the end of Ant Man. I'm pretty sure. So you could have something like that for Captain Marvel. I also definitely don't want them to have an after credit scene in Infinity War for Ant Man. That would just be disrespectful. I feel like again, not trying to like downplay Ant Man, but I feel it's just not
It's not.
what Infinity War should be about. I guess.
This is true. Yeah, I get what you like. You know, you've got other stuff to worry about. I think Infinity. I think all the post should just be, about what happens
Mm-hmm.
after Infinity War. Pretty much. I mean,
Yeah,
pretty much like it should all pertain to the same movie. It shouldn't be about, I mean, unless it's about the next Avengers movie, which
yeah,
I
which is
think
kind
it
of what
will.
I was thinking. Like,
Yeah,
I
or
don't.
it'll be
It just makes sense, especially since it's coming out the following year.
right.
It just makes perfect sense for that the after like one at least one of the after credit scenes, preferably the last one, to like heavily hint at like what is this movie going to be?
Right. It's like, are we just? I mean, I don't know. I mean, it depends on what they try to do with it. But I don't think, yeah, but I think of Infinity War, it's just going to focus on those things. I don't think, yeah, I think it makes way more sense for like Ant-Man and Wasp, but like their post-credit scenes to pay more attention to Captain Marvel just because everyone's going to be all fun. Like Infinity War is in its own league, it's
Mm,
not like no disrespect to Captain Marvel or Ant-Man but like, come on, you
yeah,
can't do that.
yeah. So maybe Captain Marvel will show up. Maybe it's just the Russo brothers playing coy with something.
That's what
I don't
I
know. We'll
think.
find out later this month. Holy crap!
Oh my God. It's literally
Like
what
3 days from now.
3 weeks from
Uh,
Friday.
uh,
3 weeks from Friday,
yeah.
man. 23 days.
Mm,
Oh,
oh, what's
it's
happening?
happening.
Oh, okay.
I'm not ready. I'm ready, but I'm not ready.
I'm ready, but I'm not. I'm ready to see
Right?
it, but I'm not ready for the aftermath.
Yeah, like I want to watch it. And it's like, no, no, wait, no, no. Oh, I wasn't ready. Like.
Mhm. Okay, so did you hear that the Fantastic Four, after like a 6 year comic book hiatus, are finally coming back for the comic book film?
Hey, there you go.
I guess Disney finally stopped being petty. Because I think since 2012 there hasn't been a dedicated Fantastic Four or X Men comic. I could be wrong about the X Men part. Maybe not Wolverine. I think Wolverine hasn't been in the comics for a while. But I know for a fact Fantastic Four hasn't had comics for multiple like over 5 years.
Just because Disney's like, you know what? No. Which because I can. Like,
You're gonna make terrible movies. Well, we're not gonna support you by even giving you any type of publicity with the
right.
comics. Like even if they'll make us money, we don't want you. Like we're Disney. We can afford to be petty.
Exactly. Like Disney's not like relying on this money by any means. They've got so much coming in.
Yeah.
And I think it's good because like now they have the reign. So like now it's like, yeah, we'll make it now because it's
Mm-hmm.
fine. And like whenever they start, adding that to the MCU and stuff like that, they don't be like, oh yeah. I think they're giving it time with comic books first
Mm-hmm.
so people can maybe get more familiar that way,
That
the
makes sense.
right way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because, like, these are based on I mean, they're comic book movies,
Yeah.
but, when you don't read the comic books, they're just movies. They're trying to get both parts of that in there, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's so yeah. That's pretty exciting. Like I've never been the biggest fan of Fantastic Four, but
Mm,
just them showing back up in comic form shows that Disney like is finally. It really feels like this universe is finally coming together the way it should have officially back in 2008. Like
right.
this, since Fantastic Four haven't been the MCU until now, uh, Disney just shunned everything to do with the
Hmm.
characters. So now that they own the people that make the terrible Fantastic Four movies, They're like, you're gonna do it our way now. So now they're actually putting stuff back out. So
This way
that's
people
nice.
actually buy your stuff. Like
Yeah.
go to your movies. But yeah, I mean, it's the smart thing to do because I mean, there hasn't been a good Fantastic Four movie arguably ever.
Yeah.
So like, it's yeah, it makes sense that you want to start at the beginning. Like, let's make comics first. Let's see,
Mm.
get people to get on the like. Not that everyone's just gonna go to their local comic book store and buy them all, but I mean, just to start from the base.
Mm. Yeah, because I don't see a Fantastic Four movie coming out until like at least 2020.
Yeah,
Like if they
give it
start,
time.
like maybe they make a cameo in Avengers 4, maybe kind of like Spider Man did, and then the next couple of years
Hmm.
they actually have their
That'd
own
be
movie. But like,
that'd be kind of cool.
I wouldn't be surprised if they just show up as a movie, like couple, kind of like Shazam is in the DCU.
Hmm.
They just show up a couple years from that one movie, which I'd be fine with.
And just like, hey, we're here now, and they're like, neat. And then
Yeah,
the X-Men show up, also neat. Like and then the MCU is ginormous.
yep, finally
But
come together. So, um, John Boyega on Twitter is heavily hinting, or maybe it was an interview, maybe it's both. I don't know. He's heavily hinting at the fact that he's, he has connections to Disney. He's been,
mhm.
he's face one of the faces of Star Wars right now. He is heavily hinting that he's in talks at Disney to get a role in the MCU.
Whoa,
Yeah,
interesting. Hmm.
yeah.
Okay, I like it. I don't know. I don't. Well, do I like it? I don't know.
Why wouldn't you like it?
I don't know. It's weird. It's like, but you're already like. I think it depends on how Star Wars goes. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I feel weird about it for some reason. I'm hesitant. I don't know why. I like John Boyega a lot, and I
Mhm.
also, I mean, I like his character. I like Finn a lot. I haven't seen Pacific Rim yet,
Yeah,
but
me either. It's
I've
pretty good.
heard I've heard pretty decent things about it. So, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. Well, I want to see what he would do. Like, who would he play? I guess would
Yeah,
probably put a lot into it and stuff like that. But I don't know. I had to see it.
like
But I mean, who doesn't want to be a superhero these days?
true,
Like.
very true.
Especially with Marvel's franchise, everyone's cool. Like, Chris Pratt, oh yeah, I'm a superhero. Also, I play, like the guy from Jurassic World, and like, and I'm also Andy Dwight. Like, he's
Hmm.
like you got this cool stuff in your resume. Also, I'm freaking Star Lord. Like, like
Yeah.
just because, like I can do these things. Like,
Hmm.
and
Like,
especially if you get like a solid role in like MCU, like that could be you for life. Like,
mm,
like Tom Holland, like he's young now, but like 30 years down the road, he's still gonna be Spider-Man.
yeah.
Like, dude, it's Spider-Man. Like, doesn't matter. Like, Tobey Maguire can't go anywhere. Like, when I watch The Great Gatsby, I don't think, oh, it's whatever his name is. I don't remember, but it's like
I
it's
haven't seen
Peter
that movie.
Parker in the 1920s. Like that's how I see it. It's
Mm,
like, but
yeah.
I don't know. It's like I think he just wants to get to that like role that defines you status because he's already there with Star Wars, but I
Yeah.
think he's just trying to get more.
I mean, if you're already doing stuff heavily with Disney, and why not try to go further in? Like, it makes
Right.
sense
And
to
like,
me.
man, he's doing well. So it's like, sure. I mean, you want something else. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. When we're with Disney things, from Marvel specifically, they'll be like, okay, we'll play a spot for you or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Um, like it does all depend on like who he plays. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he got like a smaller role, but like just someone being in the MCU period is a big deal.
Mhm.
Even if you're like a secondary or like a support character, it's still a big deal that this guy is in the MCU.
Right.
So if he plays someone huge, that's awesome. But if he plays someone smaller, hey, you're still in the MCU. So
Right.
good job, you
You're
made
still
it.
here. You made it pretty much.
Yeah.
You made it to what, movie paradise?
Hmm.
Pretty much the gold standard of movies, I guess. But like,
Yeah.
at least in today, 2018 at least. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like that's like the place to be. And that's where I mean, it's like, yeah, it's just, I mean, that's where you want to be. So yeah, I understand he wants to get there.
Mm-hmm. So yeah,
Mm.
we'll see how that develops over time. I mean, it could be nothing, but like I, I at this
I'm
point,
rooting for
considering
you.
how good Star Wars is doing, considering how much people like Finn, I could easily see
Yeah,
him just being, "Hey Disney, can I be in the MCU?" They're like, "Sure, why not?
sure. We'll make you. Yeah, we'll make you somebody.
We'll make it
Like
work."
who knows? We'll just be. No, we'll just throw them in somewhere.
Yeah. Ugh. So one last thing, for Disney goes. So Black Panther just keeps making money. It is now. Hello, you there?
You still there?
Yep. Okay, good.
Okay. Okay. Cool. That happened.
Okay. Weird.
That
So,
was
as I was
it.
saying, Black Panther just keeps making money.
Boom.
And I don't think it.
Number.
I don't think it's kept that top spot on the box office because I mean, you've been out for what 7 weeks at this point, so you've had your run. Like,
Mhm.
cool. But it is officially. It is now officially Black Panther is officially the fourth highest box office in U.S. history. Did you hear that, Noah? Noah?
Are you? Yeah. You here?
Yes. Did
Okay.
you hear what
That
I just
is.
said?
I did not, but I know it's like one. Isn't it like in the like the top five highest grossing movies like ever or something like that?
It's the fourth highest in U.S. history.
Oh, it's the fourth. Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, last I checked, it was five, and that
Yeah.
was I think over last weekend. So
Mm-hmm. I think it.
yeah. So
I think it just recently bumped out Jurassic World. I think in
oh,
front of it is Avatar, Titanic, and Force Awakens in reverse order. Like Avatar's
yeah,
first,
yeah,
Titanic,
that's fair.
um,
Yeah.
Force Awakens. So
Really, Avatar? Really, Avatar? Is that man?
yeah, that's the highest grossing movie of all time.
Really? Man, that's like. Don't get me wrong. Like, it was pretty awesome when it came out, but it's just
It's
like,
not a good
man,
movie though. It's not
right?
great.
Like again, like I always refer to it like when people go see something for the graphics, they call it the Avatar effect.
Yeah,
So
like
like, it's kind of
it
like,
came out at the right time. I feel it came out just when
yeah.
3D was getting big. It came out just when CGI was really starting to hit its stride.
Mhm.
Like it was a and not J.J. Abrams. Uh crap. What is his name? The director of that movie, Titanic, Terminator 2. Uh, James Cameron. Yeah, James Cameron. Like he's a big name director, so it just came out at the right time in the right circumstances. I think it was also one of the first, maybe one of the first IMAX movies. I could be wrong about that, but like there were just so many things stacking on top of each other to make this movie like feel huge, and people would see it
Mhm.
multiple times just because it looked amazing. So
Right, because yeah, the visuals for that movie were like second to none. It was amazing.
yeah, yeah. Like even though the plot is kind of bad, the action sequences really aren't that great, and the acting overall really, I personally don't think it's personally I don't really feel it's the great movie. Period. In most aspects, it looks pretty.
Right.
That's about it.
Yeah. But a lot of people, that's all you really need. You
Yeah,
gotta look pretty and not be horrible, and
yeah,
they'll love it.
yeah.
So,
But I mean, Black Panther, like it looks good. Great
mhm.
characters, great action, pretty
Yeah.
good comedy when it's there. Like good story, just everything. Like it makes sense to me personally that this is the highest grossing Marvel film in U.S. history.
So, and it's still going too. That's the good thing. Because,
Yeah,
like, I mean, I saw it, what, 2 days ago again, just because
you've seen it
my
three
dad,
times.
yeah, my dad hadn't seen it. So I was like, Dad, you
Okay,
gotta go see this.
that's
Like,
fair.
and like, I'm not gonna not go again,
Yeah.
like, why not?
Mm,
But yeah, and I actually learned something else. I learned something every time I've seen it. So that's pretty
mm,
cool.
I
So
see.
yeah.
I think I could be wrong about this, but I think Age of Ultron might be higher grossing on an international level.
Hmm.
But as far as just US, like Black Panther is the highest grossing Marvel
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, I think, yeah, probably. And like that's a big deal because like the MCU is really growing, and it's a good movie. So everyone's
Mm,
like, and now we got everyone's all warmed up for Infinity War. And it's like,
yes. Ugh.
You
Like,
know,
Black Panther is a big, important movie in multiple aspects. Like culturally for superhero movies in general, it's just a big budget, good movie. But Infinity War, though, I'm sorry, Black Panther. Like you have your time in the
yeah.
limelight now, but Infinity War might be coming for you soon.
That's what I'm saying. And like, it's like, bro, this is awesome, but like, Infinity War. Like you don't even have to explain. It's just like, but it's Infinity War though. Like you can't really. And like it's not like it's not. And then like Black Panther's in it too, so
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
everything's involved. We've been talking about this for years. I mean, it's finally time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, it's gonna be such a good movie.
Yes.
There's so much going on. So like the action, I like I'm like the adrenaline I get just from like looking at the trailers and just like the action. I'm just like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
this has got to go down. Like it's so cool. And you got Iron Man's new suit. It's so cool. Just like, oh my god, like ah,
Just try to contain yourself for a little longer, just a little bit longer.
so cool. Like I'm gonna be that guy in the movie theater, like something going. I'm like, that is so cool, like yelling during the movie. And I'm like, shut up, but it's so
No, they're not going to
cool.
tell you to shut up because they'll all be doing that too.
Like yelling, that's so cool. I know, right?
Like,
Like,
yeah.
across the movie theater, just
Mm-hmm.
yelling. Did you see that? Yeah, I saw it. Man. I can't believe what's going on. Like, it's gonna be amazing.
Oh,
Everyone's gonna be best friends. Like as we walk out of the movie, dude, I
oh
can't
yeah.
believe we went. Yeah, I know, man. No,
Oh yeah.
it's like who was that guy? It's like I don't know.
Like one of my favorite movie experiences was watching Thor Ragnarok because I watched it opening night, which I believe was the first time I ever watched a movie on opening night.
Mhm.
Um, like the Thursday night before. Um,
Ooh,
and since I watched it in the theater in town here, it was just full of college kids. So like
right.
I was among my peers and like everyone was like freaking out, everyone was laughing, everyone was cheering, and like by the end of the movie like people in the row behind me and from me like we were all just kind of like talking, like it was an experience like, and I'm feeling very
Yeah.
something similar is going to happen with Infinity War.
Yeah, like everyone feels it and goes through the experience together and just like, yeah, man. Oh, dude, I was worried there at the end, man, but he pulled this like, yeah, bro, I know, man. Yeah, oh, like everyone's gonna be like best friends coming out of the
Yep.
movies, and then you're just like, oh yeah. And then you see someone on campus, you saw the movie, you're like, pay your respects to like whoever
Yeah.
died. They're just like, yeah, man. You know, I remember it was the Hunger Games movie,
Oh.
and there was this guy. Like I didn't know these people going in,
Mm.
but then like years later, I saw this dude. I saw the movie with, and he's just like,
Wow.
and like you just like
Crazy.
I was just like, oh my god. But yeah, like I don't know, movies can unite people, man. So, like
No.
entertainment in general can bring people together. It's the same with like sports or anything else. You know, if you're passionate about something, in this case, you're superheroes, like you can bring people together. That's what movies are for. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Very true. Okay. In other nerd news, so we briefly touched on Kingdom Hearts earlier, and you guys know Noah is super excited for this game. Um,
Understatement of the year.
are you more excited for Kingdom Hearts or Infinity War?
Kingdom Hearts, no question. Like Infinity War is
What?
cool, but I've been waiting for Kingdom
Really?
Hearts for 10 plus years, man. Don't judge me. I don't
Okay.
care.
Okay. That's honestly very surprising. I knew
Nah,
you liked
dude.
it. I
I
didn't know you
mean,
liked it that much.
I look. Me and Kingdom Hearts go way back, man.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
uh,
But apparently James Woods, who I think is the voice actor for Sora, am I
mm,
wrong on that? Do you know?
I actually don't know that.
Look up James Woods, Kingdom Hearts. But he is one of the voice actors in the game, and he's confirmed that the English voice work is currently underway for Kingdom Hearts 3, which
Mhm.
pretty much confirms that the game is at least almost done.
Right.
So, like, if it's being done in English, then the majority of the scenario is already done. Like, the game is coming together fairly well. So, oh, did you find out who James Woods voices?
It's not James Wood. What is this?
Might have written the name down wrong.
Haley, Haley Joel Osment is the English version, apparently.
Him,
Who
really?
I Yeah,
Oh, I knew that. I think I knew that actually.
yeah. 'Cause I was thinking, I was like,
Huh.
that is not. I was like, that does not sound like James Woods. 'Cause I know that voice, and I'm like, but I mean, I could be wrong. I don't. I never look up like a lot of
Hmm.
voice actors for games. I more do it for
Yeah.
like cartoons and
Yeah, Haley
such.
Joel Osment definitely does do Sora.
Mhm.
I don't know who James Woods does, but he's either working like either producing it or like actually voice acting in it. But like
Something,
he
yeah.
confirmed that voice acting is being done in the game. So like it's looking like this game is actually a game, and it
Yes, it
probably
is.
actually come out this year.
I know it actually does exist. Said game is not a scam. Oh my gosh, yeah. Because I mean, for years it's like this game's not real. They're just trying to get you to buy more things, and it's like,
Mhm.
no, don't say that, you know. And now finally, it's like, yes, it's real, and
Yeah.
you know.
They're trying to
So,
get you to buy the 1.5 remix, the 2.5 remix, the 1.5 remix, and the 2.5
and
remix in one collection. The Kingdom Hearts 2.8. Like what is like
yeah,
where Enix? When did you forget how to count?
it's oh yeah, like someone's like, yeah, I'm just waiting for Kingdom Hearts 2.9999999. Just like, can we please round up to
What?
three and just get there already? Like, I'm so yeah, like yeah, I'm tired of it, but you know what? It's finally
Yeah.
coming, and you know what? Boom, I'm ready. I
Yeah.
need it.
Okay.
That one.
Another game that I think you're pretty excited for is the Spider-Man PS4 game,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, it was announced this morning that that game is coming on September 7th.
Boom.
Yep.
Got it on my calendar already.
Yep. Yep.
No, yeah, I think so. Yeah, the game, they released a newer trailer for it recently.
Mm.
Action looks really fluid. I mean, the web swinging mechanics and like just the fighting in general, it's so
Mm.
Spider-Man. Like there's one shot where webs a guy and then the web explodes, hits another guy,
Yeah.
they smack together. Like it's
Mm.
so smart.
Yeah, it's
And
very
like I like
Arkham-esque.
right? And I like how there's not going to be the, 15-year-old high school guy just figuring out how to use his power. It's the guy who's been Spider-Man for some time,
Mm.
already knows the tricks of the trade. And,
Yeah.
that's going to be the more fun experience.
Mm. And you might play as I'm blanking on Black Spider-Man's name. Uh
Miles Morales.
yeah, you might play as Miles at some point. I think he showed up
Mm-hmm.
at the end of one of the trailers at maybe last E3 or
Yeah.
something, but like no, you might
Mm-hmm.
still get kind of that you might still get a little bit of that, younger Spider-Man at some point, but like the majority of the time
Right.
you'll be playing as a slightly older Peter Parker, which I like.
Right. Yeah, that's my favorite. I mean, that's my favorite version of Spider-Man. Like, I like the younger Spider-Man because he's more relatable.
Mm-hmm.
But like, especially for like a show or like a movie. But like,
Mm-hmm.
in terms of like strictly action, the older Spider-Man is
Oh
definitely my
yeah,
favorite.
because like Spider-Man, just one of the coolest things about this character is that even when he's 15 years old, he is still among the most powerful Avengers. Like
Mm-hmm.
he can go toe to toe with Captain America, Iron Man, even Thor at some points. Like this kid is insanely powerful, and just as he grows up, he gets even stronger. And like it's just crazy to think that like this this kid is an Avenger. So
Mm-hmm.
um, although I think the people at Insomniac have confirmed that Spider-Man will be the only Marvel character like outside of the Spider universe in this movie in
Yeah.
this game. So which is fine. It's called Spider-Man, so it wouldn't really make
Right.
sense for Iron Man or whoever else to show up. But like it would be interesting if in the second Spider-Man game, which I'm hoping they make one because this game is gonna be big. Like so,
Mm-hmm.
a couple of years from now, they're more than likely gonna make a sequel if if they do incorporate some other Avengers into there. I think that'd be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I think yeah, like that down the road, like adding on there, especially with how the MCU is going, and like by then Spider-Man will have more of a defined role in
Mm.
the MCU, so that then they'll probably add some more. But like for now, they're just trying to get that Spider-Man game back on because there hasn't been a solid Spider-Man game in some time. So
It's 2004, I guess, when Spider-Man 2 game came out.
that was a sick game.
Yeah.
But I say that about all PS2 games, so what do I know? But
Yeah, just
uh,
just this is gearing up to be a really really good year for gaming. Like,
it's just a good year for entertainment because you got
yeah,
games, you got really good movies. I mean, things are, everything is just
Fantastic Four is
like,
coming back in comic form. Like,
right?
ugh, ugh.
It's the renaissance of entertainment. Everything great is happening.
Mm-hmm. I mean, surely like something's gonna come out to screw it up, but like until
I mean,
then,
I was to say, don't just wait. Aquaman's coming. Just
yeah,
wait. Just wait. It's like, all right, time to go out on the high note, and then you ask for a refund. But it's
yeah,
fine.
it's fine. And I'm sure EA is gonna release something at the end of the year to put a damper on it. So
Don't worry. EA doesn't fail in terms of, ruining the great roll of the year this year. 2018's been on so far. They'll just
yep.
somehow, some way, like you didn't even make this game. I know, but loot boxes, like, like
like
it'll
2017 was
have.
one of the greatest years in gaming history, and the main thing, like one of the things we still talk about, it's not Zelda, it's not Horizon, it's not Persona, it's not all these other great games that come out last year. It's Battlefront 2 and its horrible loot boxes. Like,
It's true. It's just because Battlefront 2, like just
yeah.
Battlefront 2 has so much weight on it, just the name from the
Mm,
last one, the good one, that
yeah,
you're like, and they said going in, this game's gonna be just like the old games, all this stuff.
freaking
And
liars.
like, yeah, everyone was expecting pretty much the same game just put on the PS4,
Yeah.
and that was
Why
not
would
the
you
case
expect
by
that?
any
Like,
means. I don't
why would you put that thought in your
because
head?
that's what I want, and that's what I was hoping for, but I was disappointed again.
Yeah.
But it's fine. I'm over it.
Mm-hmm. It's fine.
It's
Uh,
fine.
so yeah, this year's in general is looking to be pretty darn great.
Yeah.
uh,
2018 is definitely one. I mean, we're only 3 months, or we're now four. We're working on
or
four
yeah.
months in now. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I forget it's April sometimes.
Yeah.
But I
Fair
mean,
enough.
so
It
far,
just
I
started.
mean,
It just started.
yeah, exactly. I mean, Black Panther's been a huge hit. You've got, Infinity War coming out this month. You still got
Yeah.
Incredibles 2 coming out later,
Deadpool,
Deadpool
Solo,
2 coming out
Ant-Man
later. I
even.
mean, yeah, like, I mean,
Yeah, new Smash Bros coming. Let's go.
that's what I'm saying. Like, there's all, like, we haven't even mentioned all the great stuff coming out. Just that, I mean, this year, they're gonna talk about this year for a long time, I think,
Oh yeah.
which
Oh
is
yeah.
great because what a time to be alive.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Like 20 years from now, like I'm gonna be that guy. Like back in my day,
Mm-hmm.
like in this year in particular, like everything happened.
Yeah, my kids are gonna be like, Dad, I have to wait a whole year for this game to come. I'm
Shut
like,
up.
you want to talk about waiting for a game, like flips game system, like whatever we'll be playing and whatever that is. Like, I had to wait 15, not 15. What is it? 13 years, I want to
13.
say.
Well, you had to wait because I think Kingdom Hearts 3 was like technically announced in 2007,
Right.
and then it was re-announced in 2013, and then it's finally maybe coming out in 2018.
Right. Like, it's been in development for like
Yeah.
5+ years. So I mean, where they are with it, who knows?
Yeah.
All I know is that they've got. I mean, it looks like it's about there, which
Yeah.
I'm happy
It's
about.
been like
But
it's been about 12 years since they announced it the first time.
yeah, that
Okay.
is true. But you know what? Hey, it's coming. It's
Yeah.
coming, and it's coming 2018. So literally, I mean, I'm thinking Christmas, which is fine because I'm
Mm,
expecting pretty much the
yeah.
worst.
Like late
But
November,
I mean,
probably.
yeah, I mean, that'd be even better, honestly. Like, I'm honestly expecting Christmas, but
Mm.
I mean, I wouldn't even complain if it's even a day earlier.
Uh,
So,
yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, we'll see.
Yep. So couple more things. So, if you didn't hear, every single CWDC show is getting renewed for a new season.
Yay.
Yeah.
I
Okay. Like
mean,
I like this the past 2 weeks I just haven't watched Flash, and
mhm.
I it is not that it's not that I knew there wouldn't be new episodes because I didn't realize that until this morning. Um it was because I just didn't care. Like I
Yeah.
legitimately like I only checked to see if there was a new episode. I wasn't actually even planning on watching. I was like, was there a new episode last week? No, there wasn't. The last episode
No,
was
there was not.
One Irish Run. Okay, cool.
Oh
Whatever.
goodness.
So me forgetting to watch it didn't really like. Although Black Lightning is actually a legitimately good show, I will admit that's a
Okay.
pretty good show.
Are you catching up with Black Lightning? Because
Yeah.
I like all my D stuff, all my CW shows. I've completely abandoned the CW lately, which I'm a little bit disappointed because like Black Lightning was actually something I was getting into.
Mm-hmm.
But I've heard through like the grapevine and other sources that both of the daughters have powers now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of cool. What is it, Thunder and Lightning or something
Mm-hmm.
like that? Okay. I'm down with that. So I just want. I think that's kind. I mean, I think it's cool. I just think it's a little early. I didn't think they would do that season one. I thought they would do kind of like.
Same. Like, it definitely is interesting because it does kind of feel like the daughters getting powers would be like a season 2, or even like one daughter gets to season 2, one daughter gets to season 3, but like
Yeah.
maybe these writers are like were only planning on one season, and even if they did get more, they have an overarching plan for further seasons, so they're like, yeah, we can go ahead and burn these stories now, like, and they can still use them for further seasons, so it's not like, oh,
Right.
they get powers, that's it, like they can still use
Yeah,
them.
they're done.
Yeah.
Right, they still grow as characters and heroes, and they'll be fine.
Yeah, so I have no reason at this point to really like have any negative thoughts about Black Lightning right now, just because from what I've seen of it, it's been pretty darn good. So yeah, I highly recommend you go back and watch it.
Yeah, I think I will. The other CW shows, I've literally like lost interest
Yeah.
in Flash and Arrow because like the villains aren't engaging, the storylines aren't. It's just kind of it's boring.
Yeah.
It's boring. It's just boring. I'm just
Mhm.
like, okay, what are we gonna do this week? Oh, that's great. That advanced nothing in the story. Okay,
Yeah.
see you next week. You know,
Yeah, like Flash's villain is really bad. Like there's no reason why Flash hasn't beaten this guy yet. The villain in Legend of Tomorrow isn't like that engaging. The overall plot isn't that like my favorite episodes of Legend of Tomorrow season 3 so far have been the ones where they focus more on just cool stuff that they do by incorporating time. You know, the fact that they can go through time, like stuff like that. The episodes where they focus on the villain are the ones where I just
not feeling it.
Just not feeling it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's. I mean, it's gotten to the point where like we've seen them do like villains and like stories that are engaging. So when they take a step back and don't do that, like all the interest is just gone. Because we've seen them, go through time or use their powers in certain way, like stuff like that. We've seen that already. So like when that's all the show can rely on, you're kind of just like, okay, what else do you got for me?
Yeah. And then you have Wally West come back from that little hiatus he took in Flash and be like, oh, I took out this big star creature a while back, but that was no big deal. I'm like, what? you Starro happened and you act like it's no big deal. Like that's.
I mean, like that'd be a much more engaging villain than any of the other villains going on right now. Like
a villain that attaches to your face and controls people. Like that's something that could warrant like a 4-part crossover of all these shows coming together. Like that's
exactly
that type of hero or that type of story.
Like I mean, like yeah, they did the whole Nazi thing, but yeah, Starro would have been way better than that because I mean that actually kind of makes sense and like it's actually a thing. It's not. I mean, like I know Earth X is like a thing, kind of, but like Starro is more well known than that. And also, I just like that storyline because, like, it puts them against each other. Actually, it gives it a good reason for existing, and like, like I know they almost all like they did aliens last time, but I mean, those aliens were kind of stupid.
They were. So, they really were.
Yeah, so it was just kind of like, I don't know, but
yeah.
Again, I mean,
really, I'm only excited for Black Lightning getting a season 2 because, like I said, I have no reason to really feel bad about that decision. But like Arrow, Supergirl's never been good. Arrow hasn't been good since like season 2. Flash
Yeah.
hasn't been good since halfway through season 3. Really, who am I saying? Flash hasn't been good since ending of season 2. Um, Legend of Tomorrow hasn't. It's never really been great. Like it's been the first season and a half was okay. Really, I liked the first season a lot, but it wasn't like great per se. And season 2 just kind of dragged, and then season 3 is bad.
See,
So
after Snart got taken off Legends, I just kind of, I don't know. I
yeah,
just kind of lost it. I was like,
mm-hmm.
oh, like he was the main reason I watched Legend because he was so good in Flash.
Yeah, and then they brought the Snart from Earth X on for like not I think it was like maybe 3 episodes, and then he just left. It's like you have him here, uh, like look, I get it. Like he has technically has other things that he should be doing, but like you're out of time. Like that can wait.
mm,
Like it,
literally can wait.
yeah. Like time doesn't really pass on this ship, so I don't know why you're in any rush to go back. I don't get it. I don't get it.
It doesn't really make any sense, but
No, I don't know.
far from the point. Yeah, I mean, great, they're getting more seasons, but I mean, they're just the shows just deteriorate over time, and
Mm-hmm.
and I'm afraid does it happen to Arrow? It happened to Flash. It happened to Legend. And I'm like Black Lightning. Like, it's not bad yet,
Yeah.
but like if it follows suit like the other show, it starts out great. Then after that second season, just
Mm-hmm.
takes a nosedive. That's what I'm scared of.
Yeah, I really
Especially,
hope that doesn't happen.
yeah, especially they use their the daughters getting powers card really early.
Mm-hmm.
So like now it's like, okay, what else can you offer down the stretch? Because like it might kick. I mean, who knows? It might take a nosedive early because they did that. I don't know. But
Maybe I mean, for what's happening right now, like there's a lot of ways they could go with it. So I could easily see them ending the season pretty strong because I think there's what
yeah,
four,
something like they
5 more
usually have
weeks.
23 episodes. So
23.
like yeah, something like that.
Well, the shows that start at the mid-season point only get about 13 episodes.
Okay.
I think Black Lightning might be about 9 episodes in, so there might be about like 4, maybe 5 episodes left. Could be
Okay.
wrong
So
about
not too
that,
much
but
longer.
yeah, yeah, I don't know. We'll see, I guess. Okay, so last order of business. Gravity Falls is finally coming to DVD. And
Where have you been all my life?
the reason why I didn't put this in the what Disney up to now section is because this actually wasn't Disney who did this. Disney hasn't really done anything with DVDs in like 10 years. Like they haven't put out box sets for any of their shows in forever, it seems. Um I don't think there's anything for Star of the Forces of Evil. I don't think there's anything for Phineas and well, not like recently for Phineas and Ferb. Like just most of their shows, they just put on the streaming devices, which makes sense.
Mhm.
But give people options, and if at least have like a limited run type situation, which I think this might actually be. But Alex Hirsch said this is through a third party distributor who essentially has Disney's blessing to put this on DVD, which is cool. And like I like that. You know, people who haven't seen the show actually can watch it in a legitimate way.
Mhm.
The only problem is I was like from the very moment I learned that this show was only getting 2 seasons, I just couldn't help but picture in my mind just how awesome it would have been if season 1 had the cover of book 3, season 2 had the cover of book 2, and then season 3 had the cover of book 1. Like that or you have a
Mhm.
you have a show that's centered around these journals that have numbers on them 1, 2, and 3, and then you only have 2 seasons. That way, when the box set is released, you only have 2 DVDs. Like it's just my OCD is like
Oh,
killing
see.
me right now.
I mean, that yeah, that is kind of true. Cause like three is are a huge thing in that thing because you've got, it's three things, three this. But like the one way I saw it was they had two seasons. Maybe you could like do one be like Stan and one could be like what is it, Stanford?
Yeah.
Like maybe it'll work like that because they kind of play because like it all like twins is also a big factor in that too because you got Mabel and Tipper, you got the two like Stan like that's something I
Okay.
also kind of thought
Okay,
maybe
yeah.
with the
Like,
two. So that's something, yeah.
but then, no, you can't do that because then you spoil it on the box, and you don't want it. If someone's watching it for the first time, you don't want to just
Well, you could
spoiling
do
it.
You could do Mabel and Dipper. Like that's what like that
Yeah.
wouldn't spoil anything. I mean, that's
Like,
from episode one. You know, there's
like,
twins.
I mean, I'm not.
So like,
There clearly are covers you could do for these books, but it just would make
it
so
wouldn't
much
work.
sense for them to be one, two, three, book one, two, and three. Like it's
Yeah,
right there.
yeah. Well, they actually, I mean, they do have like the like real journals at like
Yeah.
bookstores and stuff that are one, two, and three, which is satisfying for me because like
Yeah.
I'm actually that person who goes through them. But like, yeah, I am on you with that because it is really disappointing. But it's like, do you really make another season just to like
Yes.
make this work?
Yes. At
Like,
least
don't
like
get
a
me wrong, I'd
movie or
love another
something.
season, but
It
yeah,
makes
that's
a
true.
third piece of visual content. Just I
Just
don't.
so it satisfies
Yes.
your OCD.
Hmm. Cater to me, please.
You, but no one else, but you specifically. I mean, I mean, maybe if they were feeling it, but I mean, they've got to think long term about this.
Mhm. Yeah, like
I wish Gravity Falls could have another season because I mean, you could just keep. Like, I know summer's over, but I mean,
there's no
it
point to
doesn't
keep
have to
going.
be.
Like it's everything was resolved. Like you could do yeah, I guess you could do like more so like anthology episodes that take place like during the summer, or maybe like I don't know, maybe something big happens the following summer, but I feel like that would be a bit derivative.
I mean,
I just don't
they could
see
always
anything
come
being
back.
bigger. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, because I mean, the reason why the town was so weird is resolved. Like Bill's
Yeah.
erased from existence, which it does kind of, okay. So it like okay, spoilers if you haven't seen Gravity Falls, go watch Gravity Falls. But like, it does bother me that like when they erase his mind, he
Mm.
gets his memory back because that makes no sense to me.
They
Because
just wanted to
theoretically, I
wrap
mean,
it
Bill,
like they just wanted to wrap it up
I
nice and easy with
know,
the bow. Like
I know, but like theoretically, doesn't that mean Bill can just come back too, though? Like,
actually there's a good there's a film theory on that actually. Matt Pat
interesting.
actually had a like I don't generally like Matt Pat all that much, but like one of his I actually
Mhm.
liked this video where shortly after the season 2 ended, uh you know how there was like that big hunt for the statue where in that um
Yeah.
like Alex Hirsch actually left this statue of Bill Cipher out in the woods in Oregon somewhere. And like through clues and like recordings and other stuff, the Alex Hirsch just left places around Oregon. Um, uh, that like that essentially gave you clues as to where the statue was in those recordings of because Alex Hirsch did the voices for both Grunkle Stan and Bill Cipher. So when when Alex Hirsch was recording those recordings, yeah, um, he did it in the Grunkle Stan voice, but he kind of did it in the cadence that someone who is possessed by Bill Cipher kind of did, and like if um and it would kind of make sense for a Bill Cipher possessed Grunkle Stan to want someone to go find that statue so
Oh
that they could
my
shake his hand and bring him back to
god.
life.
Oh my god. This is like so like I don't know what it is. Like nothing other but like whenever anything like Bill related happens, I just like get so like tense
Oh
because
yeah,
like, like oh like because it's like
I love Bill
because it's
Cipher.
weird though. It's such a like it's so evil. Like I don't know what it is, but it's like he's literally like so evil. I just
Mm-hmm.
like I have to like fight. Like I get ready to fight myself, and like because like I can remember like watching like the finale, and I'm like, all right, well, like like when they finally breaks the spear that has like the rift in it, I'm just like, oh my god, like I was legit like. freaking out, like, no, 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 no,
Mm-hmm.
like, like Bill Cipher, I mean, that's a pretty awesome villain. Like, I gotta
Yeah.
give props because, like,
Just
you really do fear him.
I just wish that the show had more time to really develop him in a season 3 like they were originally planning on
Mm-hmm.
doing. But whatever, like if I could go back in time, I will legitimately change it so that that Alex Hirsch could get a season 3, so
He'll be
that
that
the show
guy.
could actually be what his original vision was. But
That
it's
is
fine, it's
true. That
whatever, I
is
guess.
disappointing.
Still a
I
good
mean,
show.
honestly, yeah, exactly. Like, honestly, I'm not like. I mean, the 2 seasons you got were still great.
Yeah,
It's just we wish there was a little more, but
there
I mean, at
was
the same
there's some
time, it's
untapped
fun.
potential there for sure.
Yeah,
Especially in the second part of the finale, I feel could have been stronger, in my
yeah, that's
opinion.
true. Because I get kind of lulled in there, but
Yeah, but
man, they made up for it though.
yeah.
Because it
So
was like it was, yeah, it's smart,
mm, yeah. I'm not entirely sure when the DVDs are coming out. They might have already been out. I'm not sure, but like, I highly
Mm.
recommend if you haven't seen Gravity Falls, or even if you have and you want to watch it again, highly recommend supporting this show because it
Yeah,
deserves all the support you can give it. It's a very well crafted show.
very. Yeah, oh my gosh,
Yes.
I love the show. It's just such a good show. Wow, it's a lot of one. But yeah, like it's such a good show. It's well written. The characters are good. I mean, you fall in love with the characters. Like I
Mhm.
still think like Seuss is hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Everyone knows that like Drunkle Scan kind of person, and like Wendy is probably my favorite character though.
She's my favorite character for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Like
Also,
she's like
actually, she's my second after Bill
Wendy.
Cipher.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Bill Cipher's pretty. Like, I don't like Bill Cipher, but you gotta give him props. He scares me.
Yeah.
He's got that like Illuminati, like end of the world vibe to it. It's
Mm,
just like, oh my gosh.
yeah.
Like, I just like, or no, what is one of Wendy's friends' name? The ones that they always talking and doing dumb stuff. What's it? Thompson. Oh my god.
Oh, Thompson.
I love Tom. It's like
Yeah.
Thompson, and like, they just make him do dumb stuff. I love that. It's like, oh, dude, great use of Thompson. I'm just like,
Mhm.
he's right there.
Yeah.
Like, he's a person, guy. Like, oh my gosh.
Everyone.
But yeah, I love that.
I mean, I'm not gonna say like there's a Thompson in every friend group, but like it.
But you know who it
There
is.
it
If you
kind of
don't
is.
know who it is, it's probably you.
Yeah.
uh, oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Ugh.
I used to be a Thompson. So yeah, I
Honestly,
know
I
how
probably
it
was too.
is. So yeah, but no, great show, amazing characters, good,
Mhm.
really engaging story.
Mhm.
Swear it's the standard for like newer cartoons, in my opinion.
Mhm. Honestly,
Like,
yeah. It had great world building, good mysteries all the
mhm.
way through. It was
Right?
yeah, it was pretty good. So yeah, highly recommend you buy the DVDs when they come out.
Do
And
it.
there's also a I don't know if it's like a graphic novel or a comic book adaptation where it is kind of like an anthology stories that
Mhm.
took place throughout the summer. And I think that also might be out now. I'm not sure what it's called, but I know
That
that's out.
it's out there somewhere.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Oh yeah. So yeah, just try to so if you love the show, if you're just getting into the show, like just try to support the show in any way you can because we need to show Disney that like these types of shows act like people like them, they're profitable, that like people support them. Like I just want more quality cartoons like this to exist
Yes.
because there really just isn't as many of these that the studios respect as they should. So yeah,
There's like that one show every now and then recently, but
yeah,
like,
yeah. And we have Adventure Time ending soon. Steven
mm,
Universe is not ending, but like it's not really getting the respect it deserves from Cartoon Network.
no.
So they're like we need to hold on to any type of quality cartoon we can, like in this
Right?
day and age. Yeah.
But no, we need more Teen Titans Go because
No,
we
no.
haven't
Shut up.
already
No, no.
killed ourselves. It's good for you. You'll eventually learn. No, no,
No.
no. Please disregard
Stop
that
trying to
statement.
hypnotize me. Ugh.
Cartoon, that's what they do. But
Well,
we'll get there.
yep, we'll get there. Whew. So yeah, you have anything else you want to add to anything?
Let's see. Covered Spider-Man, covered that. I don't think so. Wait, did I? No, never mind. No, that was an April Fool's thing. Never mind.
Okay.
Sorry. But yeah, I thought of something. I was like, wait, did I? Oh, wait, no, I thought that was a lie.
Yeah.
But no, we're good. I
Yeah.
hate April Fool's Day though, because like all my like feeds and everything's filled out
Hmm.
with all this crazy. I'm like, what? And I'm like,
Like,
wait,
oh,
what
what
day
day
is
is it?
that?
Like
Right?
even the day
Because
before, you
like,
can't trust anything.
that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to check the dates on everything. Because, like, I mean, I've been like that guy. Like, I've been on YouTube videos that are like 15 minutes long. It's like these
Hmm.
really in depth analysis. Like, oh, this is so awesome. So, and
Yep.
then the last day, it's like, oh, yeah,
April
April
Fools.
Fools. I'm just like,
Oh, okay.
because,
You
like,
say so.
yeah, because, like, I saw this video on YouTube. It was about they were making a new Avatar show, and I
Oh,
was hyped for it. The story
really?
was really good. Like,
Really?
yeah, okay. Like, this was years. This was years ago.
Oh,
This was
okay.
years ago.
Okay.
Like
Understandable.
this wasn't like last year. This was like right like when Korra like just ended.
Okay.
So
Understandable.
like I was like, okay, maybe because like I was hearing about and the idea sounded really good,
Hmm.
all this stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be great. And it's like I was like,
Yeah.
and like I
All
didn't
right.
read the comments before, so now I know. But uh, yeah, I learned my lesson.
Nice. Uh, all right. So, if that is all, we will see you next time.
Take care.